Well, I haven't been real thrilled with the sound of my reverb unit lately. Not sure if I can pinpoint it. I just thought I'd check it out because we got a gig at a new place next week, and I may just take my basement, so I want this thing sounding the best. So the first thing I'm going to do is check the tubes with my tester, make sure they're all good. Then I think that red cap right there, that Jupiter right there, I may put the old original Astron in there because I originally replaced that because I had some static, which eventually just kind of disappeared. So I'm not so sure I needed to take the original cap out, even though I think it was leaky. So I'm going to check it again. But I'll be back. I thought I'd show you how I use my tester, and I'll tell you what, I couldn't survive without this thing. You use the roll chart, which is right here. It tells you everything, settings on each tube. I wrote them all down for each tube on this particular tester just so I don't have to roll that thing all the time. But first thing you do is come over here and check the line voltage. You guys can watch this meter. This is what you're looking at when you're testing the tubes. You want that centered, and you have to check it to make sure that you're using the voltage is universal between each tube, because they each draw different current, which will change the voltage a little, I think. So here's the tube. It's a 12 AT7. Well, the one that was in there was a Sylvania, and it was a little bit on the weak side. Shoot, I'm showing it 1025 and 750, and now it's more like 700 and 900, something like that. I don't know, but that might be part of my problem. So now I've got a new old stock tongue saw in here. First thing you do is test for shorts. This goes through all the different tests. Don't ask me what they are, but you're basically looking for the meter to see if it moves at all. That's the first plate. This is the second plate, second side. Each preamp tube has two sides to it. So it's basically two triodes in one tube. So, okay, got all the dials set. Basically, you take the numbers off of these charts and set all these dials. I mean, it's not as complicated as it looks. You set these just the way it says, which would be 4, 5, 7, 2, 6, 1, 8, 3 for that particular 12AT7. You set the bias at 14. And then you push this F5, which is right here, and it gives you a reading. So you see the meter, it moved up. See the meter, it goes up. It'll give you a minimum reading on a tube is 625. This thing's reading 78, 859, 950, 925, something like that. Now, the good thing about this tester is I can test the other half real easy, and it dropped down a lot too. I don't know why I've got tubes that are kind of weak on one side and the other, but this tube's a little bit stronger. Now, what I can do is test for the life, see if it's got some life left to it. I won't explain everything, but you pretty much use the shunt dial here. You put the dial, see it's going up to about 1,000 micromoles, and you get it on 1,000, which is kind of hard to do sometimes. You push this live test button way up here, and you see how much it drops. The other two would drop 3 increments. We'll call those 25, whatever. You just don't want it to drop too much. This one only dropped 2. The other one dropped 3. So right now this is a better tube. So I've got all my tubes over here. You can see I've got fairly decent selection. Not all these are good. The ones that have red marks on the boxes are probably bad. I got a mix match off of eBay. You're kind of taking your chances when you do that. But I'm going to go through a couple of more and try to find another 12AT7 that might be a little stronger and more balanced than the ones I've looked at so far. Well, it appears I may have just had some worn out tubes. I mean, I play this thing every day and I haven't checked this thing in, I don't know, at least 6 months, maybe a year, maybe longer. It's hard to tell. But I've got 4 AT7s that I'm going to try out. They're a little stronger than what was in there. The 7025, which those are hard to find, but I do have one. Right now I put a Mullard in there, which is kind of on the weak side too. But I'm going to try out, I've got a 7025 in the tester that I'm going to test right now. The other one was below minimum level, so maybe it was just the tubes were worn out. So instead of doing any soldering, I'm just going to go play around with it now and see if the new tubes help. I'll be back. Well, conclusion is I think it was just tubes, which is a good thing. You can see I tried out a few, ended up with 2 Mullards in there. It's just a little more subtle. The tone just seems to be a little better. I know it was starting to get kind of mushy with those old tubes, but